Greetings, everybody, and welcome to right on time, 11 o'clock local Irish time on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then same days at 5 o'clock local Irish time. So this time we're in Faro and we're going to fly to Gibraltar. Let's see if I can get this any better than the last day. They'll improve every day, I think. That's the only way. I'm learning too. So if you follow along, you might learn something too if you're new to flight sim, and you'll be less afraid of flying the jets. Less afraid of flying the jets, should I say. So we're in Faro, and I just have one little thing to adjust here, if it would allow me. I just want to make sure we have the right thumbnail. Come on. No. No. Oh, come now. Come now. So I'm just, we'll wait for a second. I hope you're all doing well. Oh, there we go. I hope you're all having a good week. And yeah, we're going to get going now in a second. YouTube making things very awkward. Now I'm streaming in YouTube and Twitch at the same time every day. So happy days. There we go. Come on. They make it difficult, don't they? Yes. Okay, all set. Everyone can hear me there. Just doing some checks there. Usually I do this in a long intro on Sundays when I stream at 2100 hours in the evening with Colonel Clink. That's all good. Now I'm just going to get the channel up so I can see your comments. And then we're away, folks. So I've been finding the Fenix interesting. I've had a few problems yesterday with my control setup. I feel that put things out of kilter. It's hard initially, I'm sure. But just doing some checks there. Now, I'm watching my own video there. I had to pause it because I want to see your comments. Very important I see your comments. It's going to be a bit of a cruise so we can have a chat. Cloppy D is on. Greetings, Cloppy D and Ian Pollard. Nothing bad will happen, says Ian. Well, always something bad happens. On the stream, there's always... Yeah, and so you've got the face cam there so you can see my shock and horror when things go wrong. Yeah, I think that's why people watch it. Yes, so greetings to Ian, and we've got a few more coming in. I just read the chats there, folks, so please do feel free to say hello. So you can all see me, all the sound is good, happy days. Right, so the scenery, let's have a quick look around the airport first. I'm choosing the EasyJet livery, okay? I think, is this an Asobo airport? Because it seems quite well done. I think it is. That's nice and smooth as you see it. Great. And I've got my little bar up the top, all very fancy and professional looking. And hopefully we get professional as time goes on. So we're at Faro if you want to join us. Okay, if you're at home for whatever reason and you want to join us on the flight. An escort is always nice, you know, with some military jets or something for shits and giggles. But there's Faro. Interesting. That is obviously in Asobo Airport. Look at all the patches they've done, the taxiways there and stuff. So I've chosen Faro for one reason. It's interesting and it's easy. Meaning there's not a lot of taxiways. I think it's a good idea that I think it was Iceman that was telling me yesterday. Don't go to complicated airports yet. Only because you make an ass of yourself trying to get lost at the taxiways. You get lost at the taxiways. That's the hardest part. Is when you land, where do you go to the gate? So the wind, I've taken off 09 today. We can, I think it's a 15. Oh no, we'll take off 28. Damn it, we'll just take off 28 now for the best. The departures for 09. Look, it doesn't really matter. It's not, we're not in VATSIM or anything like that. So we'll take off. I tell you what we'll do. See, by making mistakes, okay, you learn stuff, don't you? So I'm going to take off 28. Then I'm going to activate the autopilot and see what happens. Okay. It takes a while. I've been here for a while trying to get the departure SID and understanding all that kind of stuff. So if you're not too sure what's going on, you're not alone. Okay, let's go to the cockpit and get started. We've got Lodi Reaper and Johnny F723 in Twitch. Hello to you, Johnny F723, and Lodi Reaper says, hello Gripper, I've got you in the background while I do housework. How cool is that? Thank you, Lodi Reaper. Well, at least you'll catch when things go wrong. You know, and then you'll stop doing what you're doing and go, he's done it again. Yeah, nothing bad will happen. Let's up the cockpit. Now, I've switched everything on, and I'll tell you why. Because yesterday, at one point, there was a bug, there was a problem, and it just held everybody up. So I've loaded my flight plan from SimBrief. Okay, I'll do that with you another day when I get better at it, and I am getting better at it. So let's get the checklist out. I'm just going to go to the checklist. Checklist is your savior, right? This is an okay checklist. We're doing single pilot operations in an aircraft that should be, you know, twin. Now, also, I had another. Here's the problem I had yesterday as well that I fixed. Look at this. The mouse wasn't. So you got to push the button in or out, and see the arrow up or down. That's in and that's out. So you put it in for you to take over to manually operate the autopilot. You push it in for the flight management computer to manage the flight. And I was having difficulties with that. So what I've done there is I've changed. I'll show you what I've done, because I'd say someone else is going to have these problems. Very quickly, won't take a second. So go to General Options. I went into Accessibility. Okay, and I went to here. See, it says Cockpit Interaction System, and I changed it from, I think it was lock mode to legacy. So that just changed on me. So I thought it was the updated. I wasn't sure, so it just changed it back. So that's all that was. So happy days. That'll fix your problems if you're having it. And I hope I fix somebody's problem. Let me know in the comments. Okay, parker brake is set. Yes, the parker brake is certainly set. There's the parker brake. Wipers are off. I'd say if you had the wipers on before you start the engine. I've started the engines already. I'll just go to the flow. If you start the wipers, you're going to scratch the windscreen, aren't you? Especially if it's dry. Spoilers are retracted. Let's check all this. Yeah, spoilers are retracted. Engine masters are off. Yes, they are. They're off. Engine mode selector is also set. Thrust lever set to idle. Oh, no, they're not. See, you see. There we go. So I want to make sure that all my detents. Another problem I had yesterday was the detent for the climb. It wouldn't sit. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So just as well I checked. Flaps are retracted. Yes, they are. Anti-skid on, and usually by default it is. It's on. Landing gear is set to the down position. Yes, it is. Fuel quantity check. Okay, I've checked the fuel quantity. We got loads of fuel. Plenty of fuel for myself and producer buttons. And I have some extra on board. Battery master 1 and 2 are already on, as you can see. Those are the two battery masters there. 1 and 2, they should be on. External power is already on. That's the external power there. Strobe lights set to auto. Auto, strobe, auto. That's waiting wheels. Make sure they're, yeah, auto. I probably just blinded somebody there. A or DS. So when you start it, we got to line these guys here, and they're already done. APU engine fire test. Okay, you can do all this fancy stuff with the, you know, it's the same. See, these are all the fire tests for the APUs and all that kind of stuff, and we all know that's going to work because it's Flight Simulator. Instruments and display brightness. That is already set, which is, I don't know, is it? No, not really. Not really. Let's get some lightage going here. Where's the lights of the upper panel? No. No. There we go. Here it is. Well, it's already on. Okay, it's bright. Okay. The lights seem okay to me. Okay, seatbelt signs on because passengers are now boarded. Or boarding, we'll say. Seatbelt signs on and smoking signs on. That's on auto. We'll put it on because you can't smoke aboard an aircraft. Right, that's all done. And let's make a sign. Emergency exit signs arm. Let's arm the emergency exit signs, which are here. Armed. Annunciator lights test. Okay, this is a test here. So you see, to make sure, see all the lights are lighting up there to make sure that all the bulbs are working. So that's fine. Let's go check our flight plan. Now, I've checked it already, so we don't get bogged down. In it page 1, there is some few things I've got to put in here though. I've loaded my flight plan, cruise and temperature, cruise and temperature. Now I'm going to try something new now here, if you don't mind me doing this, okay? Here's a gap in my knowledge. Where are you? Come on. No. Where's SimBrief gone? I must have closed down SimBrief. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's choose one. Let's go to 30,000 feet. Well, let's put 31,000 feet for shits and giggles. Boom. I'm minus 32 degrees. That's great. That's in the page one. Flight plan, which I've checked already. Now, here's the story, okay? We're going to Gibraltar, and Gibraltar is the visual approach. Right, so we've got our departure set here. Let me just switch this now. I'm switching this to, that's switched to plan. So if I go down to my flight plan, I just have to view it all here. So you can see, there we go. If we go to flight plan, we can see, boom, boom, see up here? Boom, boom, all the way. It's a funny flight plan. It's not really direct as such. There we go. So from here, from PIM 05, I'm going to have to fly it in manually. So we don't worry about that, you know, assuming that we have vectors, I guess. I don't know how they actually do it in real life, but we'll get there easy enough. So that's the flight plan. That's fine. RadNav. Okay, RadNav seems to do it automatically, which is really great. It's got our Faro frequency here for the ILS and the course set for the ILS, and that automatically changes from the computer when we come into Gibraltar, but we don't have an ILS in Gibraltar as far as I know. While we're in the cruise, let me know. We'll have a chat about what they do in Gibraltar. Into page 2. Into page 2. Boom. Yeah, 0 fuel weight and C of G. So that is over on mass and balance. We have 0 fuel weight is 59.2, 59.193. I'm going to put 59.2. So 59.2 slash, so it's gone up here, slash, and center of gravity 27.4, 27.4, boom. Fuel planning seems to do it automatically. Takes a bit, I think, or do you hit here as well? There we go. I didn't want to do that. Let's just go back to the end page 2 there. And there we go. We can block and 3.3 tons, I think that is. So that's all the stuff there. Happy days. What else do we have? Now there's another thing with the trim. I have to set the trim. Now, where is the settings for that? You know, don't know. Maybe. Would it not be a departure brief? Let's get the departure brief done. Load the spec sheet. Let's reload the weather here. It's 2886, so that's the westerly runway is going to be active. Let's calculate this. So it's got our weights and everything, and it's hopefully in here it's also going to give me the trim settings. So here's V1 and VR and V2. V1 is you're going to continue when you go past that speed. You're not going to stop on the runway because there's no usable running remaining to stop in time. VR is rotation, and V2 is your takeoff safety speed, so you can fly safely with one engine. So I'll have to read up on the trim. Flex to temp 62. I can't see anything there related to trim. Let's have a look at the comments, shall we? Sometimes, you know, we get people on that kind of go, give me a little bit of a hand. I can't get too much into it. Oh, Dragon 40th is with us. Greetings. Morning to you as well, Dragon 40th. He says, oh, Gripper, I don't think I told you. I got the CFI about a month ago. I'm working now. Oh, well done, Dragon 40th. I was wondering why I hadn't seen you for a while. Now, do you mean chief flying instructor or certified flight instructor? I think it's certified flight instructor, and you're in America, if I remember correctly, Dragon 40th. Well done. Your first Dragon 40th. Here's a bit of advice for you, Dragon 40th, okay? If you're doing instructing, you're going to love it, right? When you're on final, everyone starts, your passenger always, the student always says, oh, what's that? What's this? When you first start flying with them. Tell them, sterile cockpit, stand by. If you're too busy when you start instructing. The other thing is, Dragon 40th, is I found this out to my shock. I had done my instructor's rating. I was about 200 hours of instruction. And I was flying, I took off on a lovely sunny day. Got a little bit edgy. You know, a little bit anxious. You know, and I'm going, oh my God. I've gotten frightened when I'm flying all of a sudden. I've checked the T's and P's and everything. And why am I so anxious and nervous? You know, they didn't notice the difference. But I was going, shit. What's going on? That's natural. Everybody goes through that, apparently. Yeah. An old man told me that. He'd flown for years, and I was going, great. So that's what that is. That's your brain going, whoa, what are you doing up here all the time? You're 3,000 feet above the earth. And your brain's kind of going, whoa, stop. So as long as you know what it is, you're good. That's the other tip. The other tip is I have for you, Dragon 40th, is if you hear a terrible sound after takeoff, right, in your Cessna, whatever you're flying, especially if it's a Cessna, especially if it's a 152, you hear this horrific sound, right? You're going to look at the temperature and pressures. You're going to feel there's no vibration on the control column. And you're going to go, what the hell is that noise? It's the passenger safety belt hanging out of the door, clattering against the side of the fuselage. There you go. There's some tips for you, Dragon 40th. Certified flight instructor. I hope that was helpful for you. Yeah, and tell them to don't let them distract you too much. Right. Where was I? Oh yeah, the trim. So flaps down 1. Okay, we're gonna have flaps 1. Flex temps. Nothing about the trim here. So, look, I don't know. Okay, V1, 129 and 140. 129 and 140. And it. Page 2. Okay. Oh yeah, performance. 129. What was it? 140. 140. 140. VR is 140, which is nice. And 140. Flaps, we'll have 1 flaps, please. Now, I'm supposed to put in this thing here, for the trim. And I'll find that out, don't worry. I know there's gaps here. Performance, okay. And that's performance, so that's all done. Next phase. Climb, okay. That's going to be managed by the computer. Cruise managed by the computer. I said 31,000 feet. Next phase. All managed. The set is managed. That's where I'm going to have a bit of fun. And approach, we'll worry about that later on. Excellent. Happy days. Flight plan set up. The snow. We just had a look at that. I'll just get rid of that message there. Boom. Trim said DNO in the FFB. Oh, DNO. Johnny F73 says. Where is it though? Do you know it says 0. So I'm looking for 0. Oh, there we go. Flaps this. Right? So that's it. What does DN mean? Nose down? 1 0. So 0 on the trim. Let's have a look at this very quickly. So it's at 0, right? Now I can manually do the trim here. I can't. Does it do it automatically, folks? Maybe it does. I don't know. I can't move the wheel. Okay. Well, it's at 0. Thank you very much. So let me look at that again so I'll remember. So it's going to say here, flaps. I don't know. I'll look it up. See what that means. Great. Okay. Predicted wind shear is not enabled on this aircraft. Let's get rid of him. But we do have a weather radar. I put system 2 for shits and giggles. Cockpit door is already closed, and ECU barometric pressure set. The Q&H here is, I can look at the weather here by the way. Where is the weather? Q&H. Uh, 1018. 1018 once. 1018 twice. And 1018 thrice. Oh. Q&H is set. You can set the trim manually, but do you know it's just 0 trim? Where is it already? I think anyway. Yes, you're right. It was 0. Johnny F says, I think it's also in the init page in the MCDU second page. Let's have a look at that. Johnny F, I think it's also in the init page of the MCDU. Init page. Init. 2 hours the trip time, is it? Okay. Click the right arrow, MCDU. Oh, again. For second page, he must be very frustrated. Taxi, point 2 fuel, trip time. Reserve, return at time, final time, investment, takeoff, shipment, extra time. Maybe not. It's somewhere. Okay, no worries, Johnny. Thank you very much. I'm going to learn one thing every day about this, 1 or 2 things every day. MCDU altitude. Yes. Now the altitude. Let's not get too held up. Let's go to 5. Let's say the transition is 5,000 feet for argument's sake, or let's say 10,000 feet. Let's do American way. Okay, hang on. Maybe not there. On the top of that page, top right, 27.4. Let's go back to the unit there. What I was saying. 27.4. Yeah. That's the center of gravity, no? Maybe it sets it automatically. I'll have a look into it, Johnny F. I'll have a look into it. Speed, it says required. Okay, so that's all the autopilot done. That'll be fine. 10,000 feet. Heading, fine. IRS alignment is done. EFIS, ARC. Okay, let's set it to ARC and 10. Flight directors are both on. 1 and 2. Then we'll go to startup preparation. Let's put on the APU. APU master on. And start the APU, please. APU start. Crew oxygen supply, which is here, and that is on. Fuel pumps. Let's flick on the fuel pumps. We're going to have a look to see how the APU is doing now in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can see the trim wheels there, Johnny F. Yeah, I think you can see it on the trim wheel as well. Scroll across to see the numbers on the trim wheel properly. So there's that 0, but I'll worry about that. Air conditioning, let's lower that a little bit because it does make a little bit of noise. I think it was in the other Airbus here. I put it to low and make, you know, on the fly-by-wire. Navigation lights on. Once APU available, APU bleed. Let's have a look at the APU here. Let's see, it's kicked off. APU, please. There we go, it's warming up. Let's have a listen outside. Don't you just love the sound? Don't you just love the sound? Pumps, air conditioning, navigation lights, external power off. I did this yesterday and everything switched off, and I'm always nervous pressing this. Alright. Beacon light on because we're going to start the engines. Beacon light on. Now let's get pushback. Let's disconnect the gates. Let's get pushback going and let's get in our way. So let's get the Fenix app here. And let us go to ground services. Oh, did I forget the APU blade? I did. APU bleed has to be on to start the engines. Boom. Okay, let's remove the ground power unit, GPU, ground power unit. Chocks and cones. Close the doors. And get rid of the jetway. Thank you very much, jetway people. Come on. There we go. All good. Let's turn to the nose to the right. Oh, the door's open still. Boom. There's the door closed now. I did that once this time with the doors open. Oh yeah. And there's no alarms. Anyway, they don't have it. Welcome. Okay, let's get pushback. Pushback. Where's pushback? Here we go. Connect the truck, please. Now, how do they do this in the real world? Is it by radio? You know, you see the guy walking along with the airplane with a wire sometimes. I've seen that. And I presume he's talking to them. You know, now let's start the pushback. start. Now, how's he pushing me back when I get the brakes on? There we go. Okay, let's get engine number 2 on first. Number 2, crank start. Very nice. Oh, someone just spawned in there. That gave me a bit of a fright. Let's turn. We said we're going on the westerly runway, so let's turn this nose this way. I'm going up to 27. Then I'm going to activate and see what happens. Oh, I'm trying to get the view for the engine start there, folks. Now let's straighten up. Stop. And disconnect the tug. Parker back on. And let's start up in engine number 1. Morning, Dancing Tango. Morning, Clappy D says hello. Did anyone say doors? Ian Pollard said, did someone say doors? William FS is on. Good afternoon from Amsterdam. Wilhelm says. Wilhelm, greetings to you. Mike O'Notube. Was hoping for Florida. Check out the hurricane. Oh, I might do that in the next stream. Willem, I'll check that in the next stream at 5 o'clock local time. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that at 5 o'clock then. Okay, we'll definitely do that. Let's go back to the engines now. Set it to normal mode. Good. Okay, so engines are started. Now, normally we'd be rolling, and the first officer, I would imagine, would be doing all this kind of stuff. Autopilot set. Yes, I have a note here for myself. Transponder. Okay, we're not going to set. That's on standby. Where are you, transponder? It's on standby. We're not going to put on the TCAS yet. Probe window heat. Did I have that on already? No. No. No need to worry about it. Icing at the moment. There's no clouds up there, and we're real world weather. By the way, let me just double check for you. We are real world weather and real time. Yeah. Weather's too good here. I agree with you, Wilhelm. Too good. Flaps to take off. Let's set flaps to 1. Spoilers to arm. Anti-ice, okay, I said that's right. Auto brake, let's set the auto brake. The auto brake is a little switch. No, it's actually up here. Auto brake. On. See, it's on there to max. You can press the button as well. Nose light to taxi. Oh, the lights. All this business with lights. Nose light to taxi. Boom. Runway turn off lights on. Runway turn off lights on. Oh, I knew where to go there. Happy days. Parker brakes is off. Weather radar on. And weather radar is already on. I have it on here. Okay. And chrono start for some reason. During the taxi. There's a little timer down here. Takeoff config to press. We're going to taxi now short and we'll do the rest. Takeoff config. Takeoff memo. Everything's in the green? No. No, I had this error the last day. Fuel auto feed fault. Fuel mode select main. I don't know anything about the fuel, I'm afraid. See here? Is that it? Or manual, is it? Oh, there's producer buttons. There's producer buttons. I may be distracted a little bit. Because producer buttons is not pleased sometimes. Into bed. Into your little bed there, buttons. Just buttons. Okay, park, break off, let's taxi. Nice, easy taxiway. Now, you want to see the camera, I suppose. I put it on for my controls whilst I'm taxiing a little bit. Boom. Now, I'd like to you'd be able to see it from the side, but alas, there's a wall here. Otherwise, I'd have a nice camera angle. I might readjust my whole setup. I will do one day. The other camera's now broken, so I can't show you producer buttons. I don't know why that happened. Now, should you be parked here? Should you? Because my wing's got to hit him. You know? We're going to go up to the westerly runway. Now, I have set it for the southerly runway. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. I could fiddle with it in the FMC, but if I screw up the FMC, I don't know how to get myself out of it. Now, where's all the signs for the runways? Is that Charlie 2 taxiway? That's not the runway there, is it? No. Okay, let's take a right up here. Hang on. I can hear all the peeps talking. And how about some light music? Some light music to calm the passengers down, because they know who they're flying with. There we go. A better music there, folks. If it's too loud, let me know in the comments. Sorry, Grip. Crash hedge on the taxiway. So I did plan to take off this bit. Let's see what happens. I might just turn around and get back on track. Oh, yeah, we're on the North European server. And that comment was from KFC Extra Crispy. Nice name, KFC Extra Crispy. That's a little bit too loud, that music. Welcome, KFC Extra Crispy. I'll call you KFC from now on, if that's okay. We're on the North European server, and you can join me, and you can friend me as well. Just look up Gripper Sim, and I'll accept the request. Okay? I always do. Stephen Orr, welcome. And Dancing Tango. On fire this week, Gripper, says Stephen Orr. Well, I posted on the Discord my new schedule. My winter schedule. I'm doing other things as well, but I'm streaming in the mornings Irish time at 11 o'clock, and then at 1700 in the evening. That's 5 o'clock in the evening Irish time. So that's twice a day. For Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Have a look at the Discord there. If anyone could put on a link to the Discord. Now I'm hungry, says Dragon 40th. Yes, I know. I was just thinking of that lovely crispy chicken. You know? So I'm going to take off and manually turn it around, reminding myself to put the detent back to climb. Because if I don't put the detent back to climb, we're going to be in big trouble. I'm going to be in big trouble. That's all very embarrassing. I'm wondering, is the music a bit too loud? I think it is. Let's turn that down a little bit more. Let's turn that down to about 5. Parking brake on. Let's complete our checks. Let's have a quick gander outside to see if there's anyone following us. I know that probably gave you a bit of a... Oh, we've got people following us, folks. Brilliant. Let me just tag up, if it will tag up. We've Johnny F and we've got Redcap following us, folks, on this trip to Gibraltar from Faro. Welcome, Radcap and Johnny F. Good to see you again, Redcap. And Johnny F is incredibly helpful, as always. Look at that. That looks so cool, doesn't it? This is fun. This is fun. It's either this... It's either doing this or shuffling shit in Louisiana, to be honest with you. Yeah. This is fun. Better than, you know. Now, Before takeoff. Okay, nose light, takeoff. All these lights. What is it with the lights? Where's the nose light? There it is. No! Takeoff! Up, up, thank you. Landing lights, which should be on. There we go. TCAS is on TRRA. Now, obviously, you'll be doing this as you enter the runway, but I can't do two things at once, unfortunately, with the sim. Autopilot and takeoff config. Takeoff config is already depressed. Do we have any warnings? Yes, that fuel issue. I don't know what that is. Well, look, if you run out of fuel, let's see if I can teach it. Okay, park and back off. Let's rock and roll then. Now, let me just have a look. What are we going to do after takeoff? Tent. Let's get the other page ready. I'm going to put a board up here somewhere, so when I learn these off, until I learn them off. Okay, we're all good. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward, park and brake. My flaps are set to 1, yep. Everything's armed. Come on. I can hear the engines much better. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the music because we want to hear the engines on the takeoff roll, no? We want to hear those engines, folks, after takeoff. Just make sure no one's coming in. Oh, get on the taxiway. Okay. Okay. Oh, I've done that again. They've changed all the physics and I'm not used to it. Get on the center line. And I think we should just go, shall we? Just hold here. Okay, we're going to do short field. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Full power. 50%. 50%. I can't see it. 50% is there. There we go. Engines are stable. Feet off the brakes. Let's go. All the way forward. Keeping my hands on the throttle. Keeping my hands on the throttle. It's 80 knots. Then on the center line. It's 120 knots. V1 and rotate. Up we go. Come on. Come on. 15 degrees. 15 degrees. Let's rake gear up. Not exactly on the center line. Gear coming up. Switching to climb on the detent. Climb thrust is set. This is telling me here, and auto throttle is on. I'm not putting the autopilot on just yet. Now, let's just keep climbing. Let's keep accelerating. 160 knots. Let's get the flaps up. Now, the autopilot should turn us on to heading. Onto our next waypoint. Please. No. No, it won't. No, it won't. Nope. Okay, we're going to 10,000 feet initially. Flaps up. Gears up. Flaps are up. Lower the nose a bit. Yeah, the autopilot disconnected there because I wasn't on profile. So there's a lesson learned. You have to have a profile on the way out. So we're going to get on our profile. I don't want to go over 250. go. Oh, oh, oh. Very sensitive there in pitch. You pulled the flaps up too early and the autopilot scared. That's possible. I did that yesterday as well. Let's try and let's see which error that was. Autopilot on again. There we go. Okay, it was the flaps too early. I did that yesterday, and that was from the Mighty 222. Thank you very much, the Mighty. APU is still on. Yes, it is. Well, that wasn't in my checklist to switch it off, was it? It was in the checklist. Oh, APU is still on. Did I not switch it off? No, I did not switch it off. Thank you very much. Now the master's off there for the APU. How did you spot that? Well, that's probably the problem with the... Let's see what that gives. Thank you very much, the Mighty. Lower lows and build some speed. Thank you, the Mighty. Brilliant. APU still on. I switched that off. Aero Broach. Hello, how are you? I'm good. Aero. And hopefully when we get into Gibraltar things will be even better. Let's have a look outside for some eye candy. There we go. It looks like we have red cap and rainstorm as well following along. And it's great. Thank you very much, the Mighty. Because this is how, when I first started streaming the jets, I just said I'm going to do it. And I'm going to see if someone can help me on the stream. And that's exactly what happened from people like you, the Mighty. And subscribers, you know, on YouTube, members. And the super chats. And then on Twitch with all the members and subscribers and followers and stuff. I said I'm going to give it loads for the next couple of months. Because, you know, in all fairness to all the subscribers and members, you know, you held on, you know. And hats off to you. Making funny sounds there. That's all good, it's just turning. So let's do some checklist. After takeoff, okay, gears up, flaps are up, spoilers disarm. Spoilers disarm. Thrust set to climb, autopilot is on, nose light off. Nose light off. Good, and run my lights off. Good, climb barometric reference. Okay, so it's here it says 10,000 feet. We'll just put it on. We're at 10,000 feet now. So let's say we got a clearance up to a flight level for argument's sake. Let's pull to standard. So I get that arrow now. That's so much easier for me. Pull to standard. Let's get our climb going up to, let's just say we're cleared up to 31,000 feet. And let's pull him. Oh, it don't, yeah. No, there we go. Press in. Press in, which is up arrow. Good. So you press it in for the flight management computer to operate the aircraft. You pull it out to manage it yourself. And that's made life a little bit easier. So that's the second time I've done the flaps. And shame on me. We're above 10,000 feet. We've done that. We're on standard. Anti-ice is not required. Safety belt sign off. Yeah, when you go on 10,000 feet, isn't it? Switch off so they can walk around and annoy you. Safety belts off. I'd like the old chat there, you know. You can take your safety belts off, hear that from the cabin. Wouldn't that be nice? Cruise. Okay, we're not in the cruise yet. So I think that's everything. Let's have some viewage. And let's play some calming music. And let's have a look at the comments. Let's get the airport in the background. I can see the airport anymore? Not really. Okay, so we're climbing up. You pull the flaps to okay, lower than estimated speed. Nice. AP oblique can come off too since there's no pumping through it anymore. Oh, did I switch off the... I didn't do any of that. So let's see how I missed that. The AP oblique is still on. Look. Let me check my checklist here, folks. Let me check it. Yeah, it's in there. Oh yeah, I skipped that bit of the checklist. That's why. That's why. I'm bold. Let's have a look at Goofy on Twitch there. There is a... how long is this flight? This flight, if you look at the top there, ETA 10:59. Oh, that's not right. That ain't right. I'm looking here at the what you see above there. So the time is 10:41 Zulu and ETA 11 o'clock. That can't be right. I've made a boo-boo there, folks. Never mind. It's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes from now, as a rough guess. Let's have a look at the flight plan. Okay, I did exceed the speed limit there. I'm aware of that. Let's go to flight plan. We're 200 miles. Yeah, you know, it's maybe I'm correct in about could be 20 minutes. How do I find my actual flight time remaining? Well, we're 200 miles away. So that'll be about 50 minutes to an hour, I'm guessing. So I made a bug. There's a bug here with my thing up the top. Departure, arrival's fine. ETA 11 o'clock Zulu pretty much. So 20 minutes? No. I'll have to fix that. See, I put in the time up here. Where's the mouse? See, I have the time there. That's the estimated time of arrival, 10:58, but I don't think that time's correct. I just don't feel it is. Thank you very much, Dragon 40th. I praise you. North European server is the worst connected for me, says KFC. Darn. Now, KFC, you might have spotted an error, and I'm going to thank you for that, because I don't think this is going to take 20 minutes. I don't know. Let's see. 20 minutes. Fair enough. Let's have a look at Navigraph and see where we are. Where's Navigraph? There it is. Move. Well, you know, maybe it will be 20 minutes. You know, we're flying along, really. It's not that distance now. I know it's a funny flight plan. It's the only one they had. I don't know why we're going up here to Seville, you know? All the flight plans are going up to Seville are way down here. And I can't tell you why that is. If anyone knows... now, I'm using SimBrief, right? SimBrief up here. I'm using SimBrief, okay? And I can export that to Navigraph. But it doesn't give me my departure. I want a departure and arrival. It doesn't seem to give me that. You know? And I don't know if that's how it works or not. But that's what I'm using. And then Navigraph just to have a look. And see, I had a look and experimented with the departures. And that worked. But this is obviously done for Gibraltar. So I'm going to get better at it. But my question is there a way to load a flight plan, a realistic flight plan, like a real flight plan that was used, I guess, and have the departure and arrival? It's just a knowledge gap. I'll figure it out. I've kind of half figured it out, so it's no big deal. So there you go. Let's get ahead of the airplane, shall we? So we're cruising only 20,000 feet. Okay. 340 knots. 40 knots. There's the boys in the back. So Johnny F, Rainstorm and Red Cap. Rainstorm, you seem to be showing up quite well here. You know, your tag is showing up really well. You probably can't make it out, but I can make it out here. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. No worries, Dragon. Thank you very much for doing that, killing the bot. Thank you. I'm trying to find more people. I was actually trying to find more moderators on YouTube as well. But Dragon 40, you're a star. Okay, Goofy RS, off to work. We'll see you again soon. I look at Flight Aware and find real flight numbers and routes, then put them into SimBrief. Okay, well, let me write that down. Flight. There's so many stuff, so much stuff. Flight Aware. I'll take note of that, and I'll have a look at that during the break until the next stream. So, let's get ahead to the airplane so I can relax and look at the chat. Actually, let me have a look at the YouTube chat before we go anywhere. Clappy D, 23 minutes, so it is correct. Thank God. So SimBrief doesn't add departure arrivals as far as I know, says The Mighty. You need to do that manually in the FMC. Okay, so someone said that to me, The Mighty, yesterday. They said, use Navigraph and sort it out in short, very plain. So I'll do that. In Pilot, there are links to SimBrief to sites that will give you the flight plans. Okay, I'll investigate that. The Mighty, took me a while to figure it out too. Airplanes have terrible user interfaces. Yeah, I mean, Navigraph bought SimBrief. So I don't want to have two programs to play with. Why can't it just be one? I don't know why they bought SimBrief. Because it was free. I don't know. I don't know the business. Okay, let's get ready so we're not panicking. Because this is what happens to me all the time. I stuff it up. And I'm too high and all hell breaks loose. Okay, so approach, descent. PC wants to do something. Okay, we're not descending yet. I'm hoping the computer will manage that properly. We should have that set to nav, no? 20. What's ETB? I don't know what that is. Actually, it's quite a short flight, so I'm going to leave it at 25,000 feet. Because it's shorter than I realised. So we're going to level off at 25,000 feet now. Great. Let's get in our approach data. Let's go to performance. Now, wait. Another thing is, when do I activate the approach phase? Does anyone know when you activate your approach phase? Okay, let's look at the destination. I'm going to use my phone for that because I don't want to be moving the screen. It's much handier to be doing it this way. Weather. We are going to Gibraltar, which is Lima, X-ray, Golf, Bravo, boom. QNH is 1018. 1018. Boom. The temperature is 10 degrees. No, couldn't be. 22 degrees. The wind, magnetic wind, is 260 at 12. 260 at 12. No. Clear. /12. Boom. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Faro, I'm going to put in 250. Boom. What's this? Landing config. Okay, it does something. Oh, yeah. Okay, full flaps, I think that means. So we're going to have full flaps. Next phase, go around. Okay, let's not worry about that too much. So that's the approach data in there. Let's have a look at RadNav to make sure we've got all the right frequencies, but there is no... not a lot there, is there? How many miles have you got to go? 131 miles, so we're going to start descending around about the 100 nautical mile mark. Now what I'd like to see is when I'm going to descend. So there is... so with that arrow there, see that arrow? Is that when I start descending? Let's have a look at the chat and see if anyone's telling me. What app are you using for the approach stuff? Says SOCC. Well, Navigraph. This one you got to pay for. It's €10 a month, but it's very handy for me. You can also, you don't have to use, there's other free ones. You don't have to use Navigraph. There's loads of them that I haven't even gotten to. There's also SimBrief. SimBrief, let me get that up for you. SimBrief.com. One word, SimBrief.com. I'm using that one as well. If that answers your question, I don't know. The Mighty, I know it's late, sorry about that. Good luck to you, have a good night's sleep there from New Zealand, the Mighty. And we look forward to you, or look forward to my replay. Great, let's see if I make it. Good. Right. Johnny F says, if you manage to descent before that arrow, you'll start descending at 10,000 feet a minute until you catch up with the managed descent. Okay, so if you manage descent before, how do I start managed descent? I'm hoping it'll start descending here. That's what I'm guessing it'll do. Does that help SOCC? I hope so. Start managed descent before that arrow, you'll start descending at 1,000 feet a minute until you catch up with it. Okay, so approach mode I can start from here, Johnny F. Is that what you're saying? Icebird is here with us. Icebird says actually Navigraph is 80 a year, which is better. I'm guessing that's what you're saying, Icebird. Icebird was very helpful to me yesterday. Icebird knows what this means. Are we going to start descending? Oh, of course I did that yesterday. Like the 747, 6,000 feet. And I want to push it in. No. Oh, managed mode. Ah! It's not descending. What have I done? I'm pushing them in. Damn it, I forgot that again. Now we're going to be too high. Don't worry. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get the goddamn thing coming down. I wouldn't go into managed mode. Probably. Oh, hang on. We haven't hit our profile yet. Has it? There's the dot up there. So I'm reducing my rate of descent there. I thought that down arrow meant that was top of descent. Okay. Pull again, you should get a dot. Pull, then for forecast. Forced descent. Not sure what happened, maybe because you passed the top of the descent. So that was the top of the descent, that funny arrow, was it? So if I descend at 600 feet a minute here, right, it's going to catch up. And I'm going to catch up, right? This is where it gets busy. This is where all hell breaks loose. It is. There's the sea. There we go. Here we go. Look, here comes the dock coming down. Look. If you can see it, I hope. And push in. There we go. I saved the day. Thank you. That was actually Johnny F73 that helped me there. So that's like the 737. I remember I did that several times. I forgot to set. It's not on the checklist. So I'm going to write this down manually here. Because I looked at the checklist. So set descent altitude. Descent. Set descent. In the cruise, actually should have that. In the cruise, set descent. Set descent altitude. Okay, we got more problems coming up. So we're on profile. This is great. Let me just take my face out of there and we get some eye candy there, if you don't mind. I'm just going to take a drink of my Coca-Cola there. Let's get rid of my face there. Happy days. So, again, took my plastic toilet. I understand that now, thank you very much. And also, when I'm in the cruise, set my descent altitude. 6,000 feet is the transition altitude. I think that speed is okay. I'll put down a little bit of speed right there just to slow everything down a bit. Let the television wants to turn off, right? Okay, this is working out nicely. My temperature at 77 is iceberg. You may always set the altitude you are cleared to from the ATC or the altitude in the IMF. Okay, thank you, Iceberg. You're very helpful. And Johnny F as always. Yeah, and look at the mountains here. So it's going to be a visual approach, effectively, folks, into Gibraltar. We're going way too fast, I feel. Yeah, I know the speed break's still out. Maybe to slow down. Maybe to slow down if I go into init and I set the cost index to something like 22. Can I do that when I'm flying? Let's see if it slows down. Yes, it does. No. Yeah, it's slowing down. That Bing Bing, and I'm sorry to show your name, that was from Captain Chris who just followed. Captain Chris, thank you very much. Captain Chris 73. You join us anytime you want when we're flying. Schedule's on the Discord. First time chat as well from Captain Chris. Captain Chris 73. Hello, and hello to you as well, Captain Chris. Icebird is telling me we're all right. I know I'm too high. Well, am I? There's Gibraltar down there. You know? Is it? I think it is. We're back in profile now. So at the end of this, I'm going to go manual. Well, at least manual in the autopilot from the beginning and then totally manual. I had another beep 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 there. That was from Mr. Reaper 5115. Welcome, Mr. Reaper. I hope you're having a good day. We're back in profile now. We're on profile here. Great. It's going to be a manual landing into Gibraltar. Okay, now what I can do here is the following. CE. I'm trying to read what this says. Charlie Echo. Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, I'm going to go direct at some point to Charlie Foxtrot. That's going to match up my flight plan now. I'll wait till I get a bit closer. So TCAS on. Yeah. So all good so far. Little bit of eye candy. I love the way the sea is. You can see kind of the wind lanes. I love that. It's not like, you know. Look at that. I love that. That's really very cool. Start the music a little bit. Tense music. Orange cement pulls from FMC in purple, I think. Okay. Ian, thank you. Right. Let's get ready for approach. Let's get the flight recorder on for the landing. Come on, flight recorder. Come on. Recording started. Let's get inside. Yeah. We are 32 miles away. Let's assume we're cleared down to 2,000 feet. Let's get on heading mode. $2,000 a minute, please. Radar vectors. All good. Let's get the camera back. Get my face back so you can see my shock and horror when things go wrong. There we have, I can't see your tag there. This is when I mess things up. Who's that? Who could that be? It's not showing your tag, unfortunately. It does that sometimes. Okay, let's start turning. To westerly heading at 270. Come on. Okay, let's not get too low. Let's stick it at 4. Hopefully it's not too late. $17 nautical miles out. Can't see the runway yet. Q and H. Let's be quick now. Into Gibraltar's current Q and H is 1017. Once, twice, thrice. We need to get lights on, and I forgot about all the safety belts and all that kind of stuff. See, you see, it's like dominoes. No, I didn't switch them off. Right on as well. Okay. Let's get flaps. Flaps 1, 230 knots. Okay, we're good for flaps 1. Flaps 1 in. 13 miles out. Maybe a bit early for flaps 1, but I put them down now anyway. I'll just waste some fuel. There's the runway over there. So I'm off course a little bit. Oops. Let's really get on that. There's the runway. $10 miles to go. $8 miles out. I put down another stage of flap and then gear down. And flap 3. So 8 miles out. We will put down flaps 2. We're 9 miles out there now. Me changing that mouse is just so handy, do you know that? Flaps 2 coming down. Let's descend now to 2,000 feet. Disconnect the autopilot and let's fly this in manually from here. I'm going to leave the auto thrust on. Gear coming down. Yeah, I did that on purpose, thank you. What are you giving out about? There's a rainstorm going ahead of us. 160 knots. I'm looking for 140 for approach. More visual now. We're coming in, folks. We're coming in. I'd probably go out of control now that I'm, that I'm looking outside. It's nice, relaxing, happy music to say that we're all good. Once I see the runway, we're all good. I want to slow down a little bit more. Another stage of flaps. I should have said speed checks there. Full flaps on to the 77 knots. So we're good for full flaps. Let's go to full flaps down. All good. Happy days. Let's declutter. 1,500 feet now. Can't see the poppies just yet. Ooh. Who's doing the loop there? Or the roll. Barrel roll. It won't give you the tags back. No, it won't give you the tags back for that person. Rainstorm's landed. Full flaps. A little bit fast. Putting down a bit of speed brake there. A little bit too high. Got the central line. The physics have changed on this. So let's see if I can manage it this time. Get on it. Got a headwind. Nothing but a headwind here.
500.
500 feet. Good. Stop beeping at me, please. Hand on for reverse.
100 above.
Good. A little bit high, but we're fixing it now.
Minimum.
Continue. Don't touch those rudder scrippers, Sim. You're not in a small airplane now. Yeah, I remember I got a flare early.
40.
It added power there. Bugger, why did that happen?
20. Retard.
Nice firm landing. Reverse. It's tough to land this one. There's a reverse thrust. 80 knots. That's good. That was okay. Wasn't the best landing in the world, but it was interesting. It's much more fluid than before update 10. Coming into land. I have to tell you. Much, much more fluid. You know, now interestingly enough, do they have to backtrack? Let's get my camera working here. Do you have to backtrack? Oh, you do have to backtrack. Let's backtrack. Let's get the flaps up. Let's see what you're all saying there. Jeez, if you got this wrong, you'd be into the sea. I'd be nervous now. Ah, doing this. Do you know? There's the sea right there. That was a cool, fun approach. Wasn't the best approach I've ever done, but the physics have changed so much. There is... Oh, I've done that again with the rudders. Remember, with this momentum. Gripper sim. There is momentum. Get the tags up there. Let's taxi back. You keep going there, don't mind me. Backtracking. So, I'm all... Okay, you're chatting amongst yourselves. Great. Oh, I was Lonely Reaper. I'm going to fly by. Do a flyby. But it'll only be a flyby as I need to pick up my daughter from nursery in 20 minutes. Lonely Reaper, thanks a million for joining us and helping out. I really appreciate it. We're going to end now anyway. Icebird. And for the descent rate, you would use your ground speed if you were flying, say, 400 knots. Multiply that by 5, so it's 2,000 your rate of descent. Okay, yes, of course. Auto speed brakes armed. No, they were not. I'm foolish, Dragon 40. It looked like you had to work that pretty hard. I did, actually, since the update. It's much more fluid. That's the only thing I can say to you. You know? Is that the road that all the cars go by? That's the road. Now, for those of you who don't know, Gibraltar, that's the main road. See this I'm crossing? And when the aircraft come in, they close the gates, the cars can't cross because there's someone coming into land. So, that's really quite cool. You know, it's very good detail in the airport. I just slowed down a bit to show you there. Now, do they have any gates in Gibraltar? No, they have no gates. We'll get all the stairs and all that stuff going. What's that program called? GTX? We've got all the stairs and people walking around and stuff like that. That looks pretty cool, folks. I think it's GTX, is it? There's another one coming in there. Don't go away, lads, because we're going to say hello to you all before we go. And we're going to have a look at my landing. There's lots of you following. This is great. Now, where am I going to park? I just don't know. Do you know what I'll do here? Right. I'm going to come to a halt here. Because I got some cleaning up to do. Right. Halt here. Parking brake on. Oops, switch that off there to make it easy. Parking brake is now on. And let's switch off our landing lights. Off. Off. That should be taxi. Runway turn off lights do we have then? Let's just go to the checklist. Landing checklist. Okay, fine. 30 feet. After landing checklist. This should be done on the taxi back. Weather radar off. It's here. Weather radar is off. Flaps are up. I've done that already. TCAS off. TCAS is off. Oddly, I didn't get any warnings on landing there, and there was someone on the runway, wasn't there? Transponder to standby. Protective wind shear off. I don't have protective wind shear. Nose light taxi, which I think I've done already. Nose light is turned to taxi. Yes, it is. Landing light retract, which I've done. Spoilers retract. They are retracted. APU master on. Dummy. See? APU master on. And start. Anti-ice is required. We can switch off the heat now as well. And then that's it as far as my checklist goes. Now, actually, out of curiosity, let us go and ask for taxi. Request taxi. I need to practice this. Gribston, general parking via taxi with Alpha Bravo. Okay, that's easy enough. Alpha Bravo. So where am I now? Alpha and this Bravo must be up here. Let's try that out. Up we go. Add a bit of power. Brakes off. Go. Let's get my head working here. We're on Alpha and Bravo's got to be at the head here. Now what I can do is I should be able to switch it on. No? No. I thought I had a little taxi thing there. There it is. Now, I don't know if you can see that. Let me know in the chat. Can you see little green balls directing me where to go? Now there's someone already there. So what I'll do is I'll turn around here. That is very handy. So it's quite discreet. See the little balls there? Can you see them? If you can't see them, all the better. Because then people will go, how does he know where he's going? So I'm going to go in here, beside that chap. There we go. Come on. Oh, momentum. Switch that off. Come on. It takes a long time for the engines to spool up when you're going slowly. There we go. And come to a halt. Parking brake on. Let's request a whole load of stuff. With the tower. We're going to talk about G-checks now in a sec. If you're ground services, please. I want give me power supply. Give me ramp connection. Oh no, I don't have a ramp. Give me baggage service. Give me catering. Give me everything. Give me everything. And not only that, give me everything you have as well. Give me everything. I hate when it loads up like that. Ground services. Give me GPU. Give me the... Oh, it's already done. Give me the forward stairs, the aft stairs. Give me the cones, the shocks. Open the door. Open the door. And there we go, folks. I'm going to switch off the engines now as well. 1 and 2. Or 2 and 1. APU is still keeping everything alive. I'm not going to worry too much about all the shutdown stuff. But there we go, folks. We're in Gibraltar. We made it. It wasn't too bad. Well, let me see who's with us first. And don't forget, oh, I shut down the engines. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to switch them back on again. For the replay. I have to switch them back on again. Let's AP bleed. Have switched off the engines there because we're going to do the replay. Hopefully it'll kick off. Look, you don't have to hear the engines of the replay. You'll see what happens. Okay, so who have we got with us there? Let us just say thank you very much for you following along on the flight. Let us just see if we can clutter up. Lonely Reaper, Johnny F, and that other chap I couldn't see. There's Rainstorm taking off again. And we got Yoel Ryan coming in. I'm not too sure if Yoel Ryan is with us or not. Let us know in the chat. That was the chap doing the loop, and I didn't see it yesterday either. I couldn't get the tag on. You know. There we go. Let's have a look at the replay. Replay time. Let's reset the camera. Hopefully this will work now with the replay. Boom. Stop recording. Replay. Oh, closes everything. Thank God it didn't do that before. Resume replay. There we go. Okay, can't hear the engines, but look. Oh, we're a little bit far away there, I think. You see here, because the engines are switched off, the replay doesn't really work as you think. Look at the rat here. It's put at the rat. So if you've no engines, see that little spinner thing there? See the prop? That will give you hydraulic pressure for very important items. So it's actually imitated that the engines are off in flight, but it's actually a replay, and that's why that's out. So at least we'll see the landing. Let's get in a little bit closer. Let's pause the replay. Resume replay. Let's see what that looks like. Sorry, it's a bit too high here. I understand that. That system's called a rat. What does it stand for again? Air turbine, something. Air turbine. Here we go. Here's my landing. Let's keep that picture. I flared quite high, a little bit too much. Oh yeah, I had the problem with the power. I had a bit of power there. Okay, not so bad. Maybe a firm landing. Firm landing. You know. Let's have a look at another view of that. Let's just pause the replay. And go back as if we're standing there. There's the touchdown here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. Right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is what I do for making the videos. Get the camera. Zoom in a little bit. And I disable follow me mode and drone lock mode switched on. Now watch this. Let's get the replay up again. Where's the replay? Oh God, there it is. Let's go back. Zoom replay. I'd like to be able to zoom in manually at this point, but it won't let me. So there I'm coming in and everything's fine, but I took the power back and it added power. So that's why I ballooned there. And then I came down. I held it off. Loose. It was a rough-ish landing. It was a firm landing, but it looks great. That's like X-Plane. It's really... you're not on rails at all now anymore. It's really good. I like that a great deal, folks. So that's really quite cool. Happy days, folks. Happy days. We made it. I'll just read the last few comments before I go. Looked like you had hard work, that pretty hard. Yeah, the Ryanair landing, I don't mind that. It's really fun. But it looked cool, no? The way it just plonks down. It just looks fantastic and very fluid. Thank you very much, KFC, for the view. Saying nice view. Lonely Reaper says, I did the loop, but I'm in F-35. Ah, okay, that's why I couldn't see maybe Lonely Reaper. And thank you to Ian Pollard there. Managed to send pulls from FMC in purple, I think. Okay, what you're saying there. Nice game, says someone from China or India or I don't know. I can't pronounce your name. He said nice game anyway. Thank you very much. Clappy D, brilliant stream. Thank you, Clappy D. Tucker Fingus, Ram Air Turbine. Thank you. RAT or AT, Ram Air Turbine. Thank you. And Start Burt Fast, Ram Air Turbine. That's what it's called, a Ram Air Turbine. So, folks, I will leave you until 5 o'clock. We're going to be back at 5 o'clock local time this evening. I might fly through that hurricane. I'm going to look at it right now. I'm going to have some lunch, take a break. Do things and stuff, and I will see you at if you're about at 5 o'clock local Irish time. If not, I'll be on twice a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and don't forget about Sunday streams at 2100 hours. See you, folks.